Hello students, with this video we are going to start a new chapter of macroeconomics, that is government budget and the economy. So first of all let us see the meaning of budget. Okay, here we will see the meaning of budget in context of government. So it is a statement showing estimates of government receipts and expenditure during a financial year. Okay, so what does the budget mean? It shows us the estimate. Okay, this is not the actual receipt or expenditure which is done. It shows us the estimate that in future this could be the receipt, we could receive this much amount and we can have the expenditure this much. Okay, so the budget shows for the coming year. Okay, the budget shows the receipts and expenditure for the coming year. That's why it is known as that it shows the estimates. It does not shows the actual value, and it is for a financial year. A financial year starts from 1 April and it ends on 31st March. So this is the meaning of budget. Now we will see the overall structure of budget, that what is the structure and what are the things which are included in the budget of the government. So the budget is mainly divided into two parts, as we can see in the definition only, that receipts and expenditure. Okay, so our one part of the budget is budget receipts, where we write all those sources from which government receives the money. The second is budget expenditure. These are those sources from on which the government has to do some expenditure. Okay, so firstly we will deal with the incoming thing or the receipts thing. The first one is revenue receipt. Okay, see, budget receipts is divided into two parts, revenue receipts and capital receipts. Just in general, revenue receipts are the receipts which are related to day-to-day activities or regular activities. Capital receipts, these are something related to long-term things. Okay, so we will see one by one. Revenue receipts, it does not create any liability and it does not reduce any assets. Okay, this is the main difference. Here you can see that capital receipts creates liability and it reduces assets also. We will see how one by one. So it does not create liability and does not reduce assets. Revenue receipts are further divided into two parts, tax receipts and non-tax receipts. Okay, so tax receipts are simple, whatever tax that we pay to government in the form of income tax, property tax, or through indirect taxes, whatever, that all are in a part of tax receipts, which is a part of revenue receipt. Okay, so the first one in revenue receipt is tax receipts. Tax receipts are of two types, direct tax, which is income and property tax, wealth tax also could be there. Then indirect tax, it is mainly now goods and service tax. Okay, non-tax receipt, this was about tax receipts. Now non-tax, which is means receipts of government which is not through tax. So this is by fees in terms of if we are applying for any of the job and we are filling out the form, then we will have to pay some fees. Or if any work is related to court, okay, so court is a part of government, so that fees will be there. Or anything, okay, birth certificate, that certificate, whatever you want to make, so for all that you will have to pay some amount of fees. Second is license. So for doing any of the work, license is required. For riding a vehicle, license is required. So when we make license through RTO, that money also goes to government. Escheat, okay, escheat here means that it is a property. Okay, if there is any property of a person and that person is not having any legal successor, okay, who will own his property after his death, he is not having any relative, neither any child, so after his death his property will be owned by the government, and this term refers to that only, escheat. Next is fines and penalties. Whatever fines we pay to the government, whatever penalties are there, okay, if we break the traffic law, then fine we have to pay. So that all is a part of revenue receipt for the government. And public enterprise. Public enterprise here means the income or the profit generated by the companies owned by the government. Okay, public sector companies. So students, this overall all these things comprises of revenue receipts of the government. Now we will see the capital receipts. So capital receipts, it does create the liabilities and it may also reduce the assets. Okay, let us see how. In capital receipts, the first point is borrowings. When in need, okay, when there is shortage of money, then government needs to borrow money from some sources. And when government will borrow money, so it will be a liability for the government because in future it has to repay that amount, okay. So borrowings here is creating liability. That's why borrowings is capital receipt. Borrowing could be done from either RBI, Reserve Bank of India, or from any rest of the world sources, okay, World Bank or other. Then recovery of loans. If government has paid loan to any of the body, okay, and when it will recover that amount of loan. So when we pay money to someone, when we give loan to someone, that person is a debtor for us, okay, he becomes an asset for us. And when we will recover that amount, then that asset will be reduced because he will now no longer be a debtor for us. So in the same way, recovery of loans here reduces our assets, and government, when it will recover the loan, then it will receive the money. That's why it is a part of capital receipts. Next one is disinvestment. Disinvestment here means that if any of the public enterprise is not functioning properly, okay, if it is not earning profit, then at that time government sells off its shares to the private companies. So selling of the shares of public company to the private ones is known as disinvestment. And in this also it reduces the assets of the government. That's why it is a part of capital receipts. So these were the sources through which our government receives money, and we have categorized them into the form of revenue receipts and capital receipts. Now we will see the budget expenditure, okay, those areas where government has to spend money, okay, which will comprise of its expenditure. So this is again similarly divided into two parts, revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Revenue expenditure, this is the regular expenditure which government has to make. This is similar to this, okay, the regular activities it deals with. Capital expenditure, it is in the times, okay, in need of time. So capital expenditure will comprise of these things. We will see one by one. Revenue expenditure, it does not create any assets and it does not reduce the liabilities of the government. Let us see here, salaries. Salaries to whom? Suppose railways we are talking about. So there are number of employees working in railways. So government will need to pay salaries to them. And paying of a salary is a regular activity. Monthly it has to pay the salary. So here its asset and liability both are not affected. Okay. Old age pension to the old people. Then scholarships to the students or any other person. Administrative expenses. For its day-to-day administration, it has to make certain expenditures. So that is administrative expenses. So these are the ones which a government has to spend money on the regular activities. That is revenue expenditure. The next one is capital expenditure. So a capital expenditure, it creates assets and it reduces the liabilities of the government. You can match this, okay? Does not create liability, does not create asset. It is similar. Creates liability, creates assets. It is also similar. So you can categorize and remember this in this form, okay? So capital expenditure, it will either create any asset for the government or it will either reduce the liability for the government. Let us see how. First one in this is repayment of loan. Okay, so repayment of loan here is that if the government has taken loan from anyone, here we have seen in borrowings, it has borrowed money, now it is repaying the loan. Okay, so when it will repay that amount, then its liability will be reduced. Okay. Second is construction of schools, hospitals, roads, dams, etc. We know that government time to time does many expenditure on the construction of many things. Okay. So when it does the construction of any school, then from that school it will generate some income in future. If it is doing expenditure on construction of hospital, so from that hospital also in coming future government will receive some income. So all these, okay, these are the expenditure, but in the future government will receive money through this. That's why it is an asset for the government and it becomes a part of capital expenditure. Then purchasing shares of MNCs or any of the companies. Okay, so when government will invest its money on purchasing shares of the companies, then it will be a part of its creating assets and will become the part of capital expenditure. So students, this was all about what does budget means and the parts of budget: budget receipts, expenditure, then about the revenue receipts, capital receipts, and in expenditure, revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Thank you.